Hello and welcome once again to WKNI TV 25, live at 12 noon, or 12:30 right now, with our friends from the Andalusia Area Humane Society. And we got Deborah and Jim with us this morning. And we got another feller over here. His name is Simon. He's gorgeous. Simon's a beautiful, he looks like a mixed lab.
He's a mixed
lab. A lot of lab in him, yeah.
He looks very familiar.
You guess?
Yeah.
This is Willie's brother.
See, I knew there was a familiarization.
Simon and Willie are from the same litter, and pretty sure they had different dads, but when you get we've got some pictures of them that when you look at them, you can tell right off that they're so similar, but their size and everything is different. He's probably, close to about a year old now.
Just about a year.
Just about a year,
You're
and
a
so
good boy.
his size is pretty much what it's going to be. He may have a little bit of growing left to do, but not much. He's got web.
Beautiful.
He's a water dog for sure. He's a sweetheart.
Too sweet, too sweet.
Si, they say you're just too sweet. What do you say, huh? What's neat about these dogs, they're very trainable.
Yes.
Very trainable, very smart.
Yes, he's very smart. He's got soulful eyes. He's like an old soul, and he gets along with other dogs. He's been around quite a few other dogs. He gets along with other dogs. He hadn't been around anybody yet that we've seen that he doesn't get along with people. I don't know if we've had him around children, but I think he would be fine around children too.
He looks like he would be. He's a attention getter, and children will give him all the attention that he definitely wants. And I presume he's been fixed or will be fixed?
He's been neutered. He's up to date on all of his shots. He's microchipped. His adoption fee is $92, and all of that goes back into our spay and neuter fund. We just pay it forward for the next for the next one that comes along. And he loves to play fetch. He really loves to. He loves to run and chase.
And he likes lapel microphones.
Absolutely.
We noticed that.
Eats them for lunch.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. Yes, he is. He's got some little rings that are coming in around his eyes. That some of his coloring is changing.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
He's getting these little rings around.
Yeah, like the old sockeye. Yeah. Yeah. Getting some personality there. But he's got a little mask, it looks like, coming on. He's precious. I don't want to pay too much attention because he'll be wanting to come back over here again. And Jim will be having to hold him back. But he's got beautiful eyes, folks. He's a loving, very tongue-involved dog. He loves to lick and he loves to cuddle.
He loves to ride in cars.
Oh, he loves to ride. There you go. He rode well when you pulled up.
He rides in the front seat.
He didn't like all the traffic, though.
No.
He's not used to that.
Well, he's used to being out in the country right now.
Well, he'd be a great dog to take on long walks and get him accustomed to the other things around. And he just looks like a lover. And how can they get hold of you to get hold of? Now, you still have Willie, his brother?
We do. We still have Willie, his brother, and it would be absolutely incredible if somebody wanted to adopt both of them together.
Wow.
As far as we know, they've spent their whole life together. It's not that they can't be separated, but it would be nice to separate.
Well, think about it. Just think about it. So they can call you at
the Humane Society, 582-2665.
All right.
And or come on our Facebook page. Their pictures and everything and information is posted on our Facebook page as well. And the Humane Society on Facebook. Either way, we're easy to reach.
Jim, he likes you.
Yeah, we get along pretty good.
Give me some of that beard, Daddy.
Yeah. Let me just chew on that.
Yeah.
But when we first found Si and Willie, they were both in pretty bad shape with mange. And so when they were puppies, in their cutest little puppy stage, we were treating them for mange. And that took probably about 2.5 to 3 months to get them in really good shape. But you can see his little coat. His coat is so soft.
Oh, he's just very pleasant to pet.
It's so nice to know that you can overcome that mange.
Yeah.
It just takes weekly dipping for about 6
Well,
weeks.
when we first got here, we heard some weird stories about how people want to dip their animals. And I was like, no, you don't boil them in oil, okay?
And just because you used to do something one way doesn't mean you have to keep doing it that
That's
way.
right. That's right. Boy, there's some crazy things we heard. And Teresa being involved with animals all her life as well, we just cringed at some of the what do they call them, folklore of treatment for the pets. But you see a lot of dogs out here. You see different levels of dog care and different levels of types of dog ownership. You got people like I and Teresa that have our own pets. There are children. They become part of the family. They're inside. They go outside. They do their stuff. They come inside. We feed them. Ours get cooked special meals every day by Teresa. And, they're spoiled rotten. And then you have some that are just yard dogs out, as they call them. They're out in the yards and they're for protection to make noise when somebody comes into the yard or around for the homeowner. And then there's protection dogs as well that are designed and trained to protect the property that they're on. Then there's hunting dogs. And the reason I'm going through this is
Herding dogs.
or herding dogs, but the hunting dogs are usually kept in kennels. And they're in runs and things like that to where they've got concrete floors, the fence around them, and then they're fed several times a day and they're watered and kept, out. They're not, how do you call it, play dogs. They're hunt dogs. They're work dogs.
They're isolated. They spend a lot of time isolated in their kennels.
Exactly.
Unless they hunt.
And then you have the ones that you're talking about, the herd dogs, which are out on the farm, open to where they use herding. A lot of, what do they call them, Australian shepherds and dogs like that are used for the herding of collies. Yeah, of course. I have not seen many collies around.
Used to be all over.
When I was a kid, my neighbor had collies, and then everybody's female dog in the neighborhood had collies. And he was busy. His name was Mr. Magoo, and he had no problem with his eyesight. But the reason I went through all that is that we just read a story, okay? We commented on it before we went on the air, about these dog fights and people having these dogs. And what these folks do and what y'all need to know is they steal most of these animals. They'll steal someone like him, okay? And him, since he's not a fighting dog, they'll tape him up, tape his mouth shut, tape his paws up.
He would be the bait dog.
He would be what's called a bait dog, okay? And then the other bulldogs, okay, and I don't want to classify all pit bulls as bad. They're not. It's the way they're trained.
Yeah, but it's not the dog.
That's right.
It's the humans. It's not the dog.
And we agree with you wholeheartedly on that. And anyhow, they'll dismember and tear and kill Si. Okay, so there's another type person which is low on my list, okay, of human beings, and that is the dog fighters. What enjoyment there is in that, I don't know. To see another animal tear apart another animal is just beyond any common sense to me.
Some of it is a cultural thing, and then some of it becomes just what you grew up. If you saw it growing up, it's about gambling, and for the most part, it's about gambling. It's about it's a pretty bad form of entertainment, I think, for some folks. But mostly, it just needs to be illegal.
It is.
And it is, but the laws need to be strengthened to make the penalties fit the crime. And we have some legislation that's trying to make its way, that's been trying to make its way through the legislature here in Alabama for a couple of years, actually, to do just that. And
literally put teeth in the law.
Put some teeth in the law that makes it. But the local and our local organizations like that ring, that dogfighting ring, that was more the Humane Society of the United States, the larger organizations that have the resources to get involved with that and help with the investigation. And it's, from what I understand, all of those animals are being kept in undisclosed locations.
Right, by foster care.
With folks that are trying to care for them until such time as it goes to trial and all of that can be settled.
We're going to talk more about that, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the Humane Society here in Andalusia and your location where you're at over there on Pearl, and some activities that you got and some things that are coming up. But right now we need to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more right here on WKNI TV 25 with the Andalusia Area Humane Society, Jim, Deborah, and Cy. That's right, Cy. He don't look like, no, he don't look, yeah, he does. He looks a lot like Cy. A lot of hair. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this. Remember, keep it real, keep God in it. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back once again to WKNI TV 25. We're here with Simon and his family, temporary family. Jim and Deborah from the Andalusia Area Humane Society. Thank you all for coming on. And we're talking briefly before we went to break about the dogs that were being held as basically evidence,
Yes.
for this dog fighting ring that is going on. And there's people that are taking care of these dogs, and it's costly, and it's a lot of time involved in taking care of these dogs.
But they are safe now.
But they're safe. But my point is that the court has to look at this and say, you know what, this ain't a good thing.
Right.
And handle it and get it done instead of postponing it. That's what I bet you the defense is hoping, that they turn around, they get everybody to where they don't take care of the dogs or all the evidence dies off, and then they go on. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about some safety stuff for the holidays, especially foods for the dogs.
That's a good idea. With the holidays coming up, there's a couple of things that, I think most everybody understands that onions and garlic and raisins and certain foods are not good for their pets, and it's easy to find those lists online. If you're not sure, it's easy enough to find those lists online. But I learned something last week that I didn't really understand, that like turkey skin is not good for them. It's hard for them to digest, and of course it has all the it's fatty. It has all the seasoning and everything that was put on the turkey in it, and so that's not, even though they love it, that's not considered a good thing for them to eat.
Well, when I was a kid, we had a dog about the size of Simon, and we used to just take the whole carcass and feed it to the dog, after Thanksgiving or Christmas. And, it'd be fun to see the carcass out there, the bones and the skeleton, after a few days of her gnawing on it.
Yeah.
And I never thought turkey was bad.
Yeah.
And then Little Man came along, or Little Jack Russell. And if it wasn't for Dr. Jones, I'm talking about old Dr. Jones, Lewis Jones, okay?
Who is our president of the Humane
Is
Society.
he is one of the, and I don't care who hears this, he was one of the best veterinarians I've ever taken my pets to.
And still is.
He is, but he's not practicing is he?
Yes.
No, he isn't.
keeps trying to retire and he just can't.
Nobody told me. Where is he at?
He's at Jones Veterinary Hospital. He still works with Troy over there.
Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. I had no clue, but
He'll be mad at me for saying that because he's trying to retire.
yeah, he's a lousy golfer too. So he's a duffer. So
You'll love that.
He may be watching. Hey, look.
well, there you go. But anyway, in the middle of the holiday season, we gave Little Man, obviously, turkey, okay, for Thanksgiving, right after. It was Thanksgiving, wasn't it? And over the weekend, because that's Thursday, Friday he got sick, then Saturday he just went totally down. And we got on the phone, we called, Dr. Jones, he met us at the clinic, and found out that he was either allergic to or there's a poison inside the turkey that makes us all sleepy.
No,
Tryptophan.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with him, it literally put him to sleep. It started shutting him down, shut his
Wow.
whole, system down. So when we eat turkey now at the house, he gets locked up in the bedroom, okay, just in case a piece hits the floor. Because, it took a lot for Dr. Jones to bring him back around. And to this day, we're thankful to Dr. Lewis Jones for what he did with Little Man. I didn't know he was in practice. We've been going to Dr. Drumhiller out in Aahs, who is another fantastic veterinarian. She's the one that had that little dog for us
Yes.
that we advertised and got the home for.
Well, we are blessed to have some great vets in our
Yes, we are.
area, and
We really are.
they all work closely with us in our spay and neuter program. And it's really a blessing to have all of our vets on board with us. And
It's like I keep saying, we have a wonderful community, and we have
really
so
is.
many assets in this community. And the veterinarians are second to none. I mean, you would think that we would have being in a small town USA, believe it or not, we are a small town USA, you would have second, third, fourth, fifth, level professionals in the community because of the, he wants mama. But because, we don't have the clientele, the amount of people and everything that a bigger city would. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm from Tampa and Orlando, and you get far better veterinary service here in this community than you will in Orlando or Tampa. And I think it has to do with they're more prone to be in the community's eye. In Orlando and Tampa, nobody will hear of Dr. Jones. That's just another Jones. But here, you say something about Dr. Jones or Dr. Drumhiller or one of these vets here.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. So they got to be that little extra.
Yeah.
And I have not heard anybody say anything bad about a veterinarian in this community.
No,
Yeah.
we have some very, very good dedicated vets in our area.
We do. We appreciate.
We're really lucky.
We may
in that
not use
respect.
y'all, okay, and it's not because we don't want to. We've only got 4 pets, and we can only go so far spreading the great stuff around. But we want to thank Dr. Jones for that, and Dr. Drumhiller also saved little man's life again when he had a kidney issue just last year. So, they're my life. I mean, when you get these guys.
Little man's a lucky dog.
Yes, he is. And she tells me that all the time. All right, tell us about the Humane Society. You've got stuff going on.
Going back to the holiday foods, we'll post some stuff on our Facebook page, some do's and don'ts. One of the things that we have to be careful about this time of year is because you often have people coming in and out, a lot of extra people in and out of your house, and everybody might not be aware of closing doors and that kind of stuff. So it's real important to pay extra attention to your pets and make sure that they're secured. And rather than giving them people food, just fix them special treats of their own food. But we'll find some stuff and put it on our Facebook page for anybody that wants to check it out. And we'll have Simon will be at the Humane Society this Saturday at our building at 411 Pearl Street from 10 to 2. If anybody wants to come down and meet him face-to-face in person, then we'd love to have them come see what we're doing and meet Simon. And Willie will be there as well, and
Wonderful.
Sheba and Grayson and
Wonderful.
anybody else we can round up.
Well, we appreciate what y'all do and
Thank
appreciate what the shelter does because you work hand in hand with
Oh,
the
yes.
shelter.
Yes, we do.
There's some fine folks over there
Yeah.
as well. And we appreciate y'all coming on.
Thank you for
Si,
having us.
Mr. Si, wave bye. Say bye, everybody. Come adopt me. I need a home.
This is a world-class dog.
He is. I'll tell you what, he'll love you to death. He is one of the bigger lap dogs. And old Jim there just ain't got enough beard for him, I tell you. But folks, remember the Andalusia Area Humane Society. They're located over there on Pearl Street. Give them a call at
582-2665.
and visit them on their Facebook page, the Andalusia Area Humane Society, and get a bunch of information there about the foods and the do's and the don'ts and be careful ofs. It's very important. This is a time of year, believe it or not, statistically speaking, that a lot of home pets end up ill, missing, or dead because of accidents around the home and people forgetting because they're all involved in the season.
Just a little forethought
Yep.
can change that scenario
Remember,
very quickly.
that
very
Christmas
easily.
tree is important and going and visiting, but I'll never forget this. I got to share this. We got to go. I was a fireman in Orlando, and I worry all the time when I leave my dogs at the house. A house fire or break-in or something like that. And we had a house fire call one time, and we got to the house, and the family pulled up, and we're fighting the fire. We're not thinking nothing of anything other than put the fire out. All the humans were out. We knew the family had gone out. The neighbors had said they had gone to see family. And the little girl gets out of the car, about 8 years old. Where's Muffy? Where's Muffy? And she just started crying and wanted to go in the house. And 2 of our firefighters were suited up, and they said, where does she stay? In my room. Where's your room? And they went through the whole scenario. They went in, they found Muffy under the bed,
Wow.
brought her out, put the mask on her. You see it on TV,
Oh, my
folks,
goodness.
okay? I've got tears in my eyes because
Yeah.
I cried that
Oh,
day.
wow.
Because that little girl sat
Wow.
right there, and she had one arm hugging Muffy and just holding on to him. Went to the vet. Muffy's fine as long as I know. Lived a
How
very
about
good
that?
life. But you got to remember, they're living beings, and they've got to be taken care of just like we do. Thanks a lot, guys. You make my heart go all the time.
Thank you so
Golly.
much for having us.
you.
This is fun. We're enjoying it.
And I want to thank everybody out there on Facebook and that watch us for getting the word out about Lilo. That was that little Chihuahua's name. And she was crippled from birth, and she was bobtailed, and she was partially blind. So that was so important to get her to her family. I knew she had a family that loved her out there.
Yeah, you were right.
So, Lilo, we're glad you're home with your daughter and with your mom and dad as well. God bless y'all. Remember, keep it real. Keep God in it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.